Manoatel, good evening, and how are you, faithful Captain Niner? Coming to you from an all of a sudden very busy Seattle area. I'm not sure why. This is telling me that I need to leave because I should need to leave, and hopefully TJ will be in here shortly, and he is able to take actually over the broadcast, and then that way I don't have to worry about mine constantly cutting out because apparently I'm not getting good connection down here in Pikes Place Market. So how's everybody doing tonight? Let me try and pull up chat so I can see it. Let's go ahead and show it on stream, see if anybody isn't in right now. How's everybody going tonight? Trying to do this so that it sets up correctly. So obviously I'm coming to you from Pikes Place down here in Seattle. You can see the sign. There we go. So easier to sort of show the sign when I am zoomed out a little bit. Hopefully, again, sorry, for a place that's built on what do you call it? We got Tommy in the house. Looks like Eric is in the house. It's hard for me to read all of this because it is so small on my screen. But yeah, TJ should be here shortly, and he can actually read some of this stuff because I cannot right now because it's so tiny. Obviously, Tommy is the best fairy. Let's see. Eric, yep, Eric's in there. So, what's up, guys? Again, Pike's Place down here in Seattle. It is loud. Let me know if you guys can actually hear me because it is getting stupidly loud here all of a sudden. So yeah, that's what's going on with this tonight. TJ, get your butt on, brother. That's what's going on tonight. I'm going to be down here doing this here tonight for this. Tomorrow I will be out at the Invasion, and then I'll also be going to Chapman's party afterwards. Probably doing more drinking afterwards on that, and then we will be doing the tailgate with the 408 before heading into the game. Obviously here in Seattle, Eric, man, I should have made plans to meet up with you today. I forget exactly where you're from, but it would have been cool to have you down here on the show. Let's see. Is he showing up yet? No, he has not. But anyway, so let's just get going into this. Obviously, so that's working pretty good. Obviously, on Sunday, we are taking on the Seahawks to start our season. And for what it feels like, this season has taken extra long. Like, I can't believe how long this season has seemed to have taken. Obviously, we didn't play as much. We didn't make the playoffs, so we didn't have that delay over from one to the other. Just seemed so much longer. I don't know why the chat won't show up here where I can actually read it. And I don't have glasses, and you guys are coming up so small. But anyways, yeah, so it has felt extra long between the off season and now. Kind of want to just never not make the playoffs again. That's just taking up my whole face on there. But anyway, so let's go ahead and get into the first slide until TJ gets in here. All right, see if this loads. All right, so obviously I did see it that Christian McCaffrey is now questionable for the game. Also, we got doubtful. We have Jordan James and Jordan Watkins, two guys who I didn't expect to have much of an impact on the game, to be honest. So we'll see how that goes. We actually can more right up the road, brother. Yeah, dude, we definitely should have got together. Eric, I don't know why I didn't think of shooting you a message or something, man. That way we could have got on there and we could have done this stream together kind of thing. But obviously I didn't expect much out of Jordan James and or Jordan Watkins, especially with JJ being back. But now that, let me see something. Show up TJ? Nope, still no TJ. So anyways, again, didn't expect a whole lot out of those two guys, but obviously with Christian McCaffrey being out, that is huge. Part of me wants to just say, fuck it, just not play him. We've got Brian Robinson to let him run it, just go with that because, we know he's relatively healthy and we don't have much to worry about, Achilles or this or that. But it was kind of funny that at the same time last year, we found out about CMC was pretty much the exact same time as this time. My score prediction is 30-27 Hawks. Damn, dude, that is a high-scoring game. I want to say the betting right now has the over-under at 43. I have not looked since this morning because I've been busy because I've got some friends and family in town from Hawaii for the game. So I've been busy, hanging out with them, and we've already started drinking. To be honest, I'm kind of drunk right now doing this. To be honest with you. But anyways, back to CMC. So yeah, I mean, if we were going to run our offense through him, it's just, man, why now? And also, I didn't watch if there was a press conference today, but I didn't get to see that because I've been busy doing this with friends and family. I did see that Kyle let slip that this might be an arthritis thing, which if it's an arthritis thing, it's not going away. This is there for both his career and the rest of his life. Shut up, people. To the stream here. So I'm not sure if that was just a misspoke by Kyle or if that was something serious that, well, I hope he's playing. Yeah, no, like I said, you want your best to go up against the best. I don't want anybody from the Seahawks. I don't want, I wouldn't want like Kenneth Walker or the Jigba or any of those guys hurt. I definitely want, to be the best when it comes to I want to beat the best because then there's no shit talking. It's like we beat you straight up. Excuse me. So like I said, I don't know what to do at this point. Like, part of me thinks that this might be like what the old school Belichick did with Brady. He just constantly put Brady on the injury report every week for his entire career, over and over and over. That's just what he did to get Brady over there. So, all right. So let's see, TJ, are you here yet, man? Because I need you for this next one because I have not seen any transactions as far as today. Obviously, the biggest transaction we had listed was the fact that we did sign Juwan Jennings to not necessarily an extension, but kind of like we just give him some more money, basically. I thought that was a great idea. It's obvious we are going to be moving on for him next offseason and that we are going to be going younger with our wide receivers, but it actually makes sense. We've put so much time or so much draft capital into the wide receiver room. It's pretty young right now in some of the spots, and we definitely need to let's see. Nah, Cap. Can't see who that top one is. That is Jamie. What is up, Jamie? CMC cooked. I can't. Like I said, I can't read it because it won't pull up on my. Let's see real quick. I can pull it up here, but it won't show up on this one, so I've got to read it off this even smaller screen. Eric is saying, "Nah, Cap. I'm predicting a Hawks. Brock, he's proven that he can get the job. Yeah, but I mean, he can't get the job done in Seattle. The question is, hey, is it actually going to rain tomorrow? Granted, he has beat the Seahawks up here in the rain. It was light. I'm not expecting a ton of rain. I know a lot of people are freaking out because of the rain, but excuse me, Eric, you know what's up with the rain here. Rain could be an inch or just a drizzle. It's probably just going to be just a drizzle. Let's see. That looks like David McNiner. What is up? For everybody who doesn't know right now, hold on. For the guys who have just showed up, as you can see, I'm doing this live from Pike's Place. Let's see if it'll go wide. There we go. So I figured I'd do that for this show, live from something different. Yeah, so CMC. TJ is still not here. I don't. Move the fucking motorcycles, jackasses. So I can't pull up the transactions because, again, I have not seen it. Let's see. Eric was. Is everybody saying what's up to each other? How's everybody doing? All right, so let's going to go back to this. We're going to skip the transaction part until hopefully TJ shows up soon because, again, he was supposed to be able to pull that part up because I cannot. Obviously, the Hawks are coached by Mike McDaniel, former defensive coordinator for the Baltimore Ravens. Defensive coordinator Ian Dirty. I can't remember if that's how it's actually pronounced now. And then also family, friends and family. We've got Clint Kubiak, who is going to be the coordinator, the offensive coordinator for the Seahawks. Obviously, he spent 1 year here with us before moving on and getting a job. Good. I tell you guys that we've been drinking all night. We've been drinking all day for the most part. We have been drinking. I had to take a nap before this to make sure I got enough energy to do it. Pretty good first season, 10-7, but they've made some huge changes to the roster in general. They kind of did the same thing that we did, was we flipped a lot of people and got a little bit younger in a lot of spots, a little bit better in a few spots. But we'll see how it is. So that's their coaching staff. Get to the next one. All right, let's take a look at this offense. New look, basically Seattle Seahawks offense that we're going to be facing. But part of it, let's see. Reports are that CMC looks normal in practice. Thank you, David. All I saw was that he did warm-ups, and that was it, really. And then he was working out on the side. I didn't see much else besides that. Again, I've been out doing my own thing, so that's all. And like I said, I think it's just them. Hopefully, it's just Kyle pulling an old Bill Belichick move and just putting him on the injured list or whatever, just to fuck with everybody. Obviously, they are led by you guys know me. I think Sam Darnold is the absolute worst quarterback in the NFL. I would, as much as I didn't like Geno, I would take Geno over Sam Darnold in a heartbeat. I just think that Sam Darnold will crash, and he proved in the playoffs last year when he was playing for Minnesota that he's going to crash come playoff time. So obviously they're all, but the two people that I do like on their offense is Kenneth Walker. Obviously is going to be their cowbell. I think Kenneth Walker is a great running back. I actually like their 1-2 punch of Kenneth Walker and then Charbonnet. One of my bets is I think Charbonnet is probably going to break a 20-yard. Charbonnet is good for about a good 15 to 20-yard carry every game at least. So I would put money on that, even with the defensive line that we have that is stronger. I could see him still breaking that. Obviously, the new number one receiver in Seattle is going to be Jackson Najigba, but he's now joined. Obviously DK Metcalf was traded. Now he is going to be joined by the former Ram Cooper Kupp, who is staying within the division. I don't know how big of a deal Cooper Kupp is. He's obviously getting a little bit long in the tooth. Not necessarily worried about him. Torrey Horton, somebody I would look at with the emergence of him, because that's the reason why we ended up getting Marquez Valdez, was just because Marquez Valdez Sanchez. I never get that man's name right. But, the emergence of Torrey Horton is the reason why Seattle was able to let him go, because he's, progressing faster than what they thought. All right, so I'm just going to double check here. TJ's actually here. Nope, still no TJ. TJ, I'm going to kick your ass on this one, brother. Obviously, much better picture of the Pike's Place that I've got here going on here. Their defense, obviously, they've got arguably one of, if not the best, cornerback situation in the NFL with Diggs and Witherspoon. I love Ernest up in the middle of that, leading the linebacking core. And then I like Leonard Williams up front. So it's kind of weird. It's going to be interesting seeing that right now that the weakness on the Niners side of the ball is obviously we don't know what's going on with their wide receiver room, because Ricky's been there. Obviously Jennings, what kind of shape is Jennings going to be into play? So obviously Ricky's going to be one. Jennings will more likely be the two. Who's going to be number three? Is it going to pull somebody up like a Russell Gage? Is it going to be Marquez Valdez? It's going to be I'm missing somebody. I am missing somebody, and I can't think of who it is off the top of my brain. But yeah, what are we going to do passing the ball on one of, if not the best, cornerback rooms in the league? Their defensive line is pretty stout. Obviously, they've got Leonard Williams, but they still got Brian Murphy up there, the former Texas Longhorn. But I'm thinking that we're gonna have to beat them across the middle, going against the linebackers. We're gonna need to get Kittle on those linebackers. CMC, which who knows what's going on with CMC, so we don't know how much of anything he's gonna play. Maybe even Robinson, but we're gonna have to get those guys out there. Pulling those, getting some of those runs to the flats and everything like that, and pull those guys out, because I think that's where we can't beat them. Let's see. I can't see who wrote the hoping Ricky. Is it Jamie? Yeah, Jamie. Sorry, Alex. I got my glasses and I'm on this really small screen right now. Let's see. Ricky will probably have a breakout season simply because he has to. We don't know when Jennings is going to be back up to full speed. Obviously, with BA, who knows how he's going to be in general. He could be okay for the season, or he could, be. A lot of times, these guys with these knee injuries and stuff like that, it takes a whole year to get back. So we might not see the best of BA until next year. So he's going to have to carry the biggest load um, from the wide receiver corps. Like I said, we'll see how Jennings comes back along. Maybe someone like Jordan Watkins will make a big splash. I'm not expecting much out of MVS. I wouldn't mind seeing Robbie Chosen was the other person I was thinking of for the wide receiver corps. So we'll see how that looks. Let's see. Pull this up again. Going on to the next slide. All right. So some of the I got to pull this up so I can read it. Can't read it. All right. Some of the bigger names from the things to watch for the game is the rookie impact. How are our three rookie defensive linemen going to show up? With C.J. West, Alfred Collins, and Michael Williams. How are those guys? Are those guys going to have a big impact as we are expecting them to have? And that includes both on the offensive line. How much is Connor Colby going to get any play time behind Ben Barch? Because as good as Barch has been at times, it's been very, he gets hurt all the time. So we'll see how that goes. Obviously, and I wrote this before the whole CMC situation showed up, but the health of CMC and how much workload we were going to give him in general with Brian Robinson. Obviously, this takes on a bigger context now that we know that something's going on with CMC, allegedly. So we'll see with that. How much of an impact? I can't even read this right now. Let me see. Let me move this chat. Let's do this. So I can remove chat for a second. So let me do this. Yeah, okay, so how much of an impact are we going to have with the passing game like we just talked about? Jamie CMC said himself down in practice. So it sounds like it's all precautionary, but who knows? Yeah, like I said, it could be precautionary. I'm hoping that's what it is, but who actually knows? Do we believe Kyle? Kyle has said some shit before that, none of us really believe in, so Kyle hasn't really earned a lot of that, so. I think I'll do like this. TJ, you're killing me. Oh yeah, so we got the improved. What we are hoping is an improved defense. Obviously with the return of Robert Saleh, which is probably one of the bigger things with this team, and with the new guys that we've picked up. Obviously, we've gotten younger, we've gotten faster, a lot faster than we were. Will somebody like Nick Martin play a bigger role towards the end of the game? Some of these guys, Upton Stout going to more likely he's probably going to be the starting nickelback. Are they going to target Upton Stout and go after him versus going after like Renardo Green or Diamando Lenore? So what else we got that? All right. So trying to get this. There we go. All right. When it comes to fantasy football points, I mean, obviously on the Seahawks, but the only person who I would really take is going to be Kenneth Walker. He's going to get his yards and everything. As far as the 49ers, I would take Brock, CMC, and maybe Kittle. As far as any of our wide receivers go, I wouldn't take any of them, especially maybe if you had a very deep, like a 2 to 3 flex league where you put whoever you want out there, someone like Pearsall, who I expect to catch, 6 or 7 balls in this game. So Pearsall would be good. Maybe Jennings getting 11 fantasy points. I'm not high on, but that's just what they're putting up on him right now for as far as all this is pulled off of Sleeper. And then the one thing I know, pull this up. It's going to drive me insane that I can't do this quicker. So I got to go to this button. That one. There we go. All right. And this now should hopefully load the the betting stuff that I've got for this week. So I put $5 on all of these, and I can't remember which ones they were. I think it was all right. So the last I saw this morning, the Niners were favored by 2.5 points. I did see on somebody's show that I was listening to on the way up there. I want to say it was on Breezy and Chapman's show that had moved to 1.5. And the last I knew, the over/under was at 43.5. Again, for those who don't know, I have some friends and family in town from Hawaii, so I've been hanging out with them all day long rather than doing all the other stuff that I typically do. Let's see, I got Brock at plus 23 yards rushing. Definitely would take that one. Anything under like Brock rushing 50 yards a game, or probably about 30, I would take. George Kittle for an anytime touchdown, I would definitely take that. Ricky Pearsall, 75 yards receiving. Again, I know we're going to. Not sure why this is kicking both of us out when.
All right, can anybody see or hear me?
So I'm back. I'm not sure what's going on with all of this because it should just let TJ and me load both in together. So I have no idea what's going on. So, anyways, and then I also have so I got Ricky on here for a double. I've got him for 75 yards rush or catching receiving because I figure he's going to kind of get forced back. Unless again, we'll see how it looks when for what's the name Jennings. we'll see how that looks. Otherwise, I think we're going to between him and Kittle are going to get, and I also think he's going to get at least 6 or more catches easily. Excuse me, again, because he's going to be force fed. I do believe that is all the slides I had for right now. So let's go into this one and see if TJ can actually load in and see what he's got, because for the most part, that is pretty much the show. Thank you for joining.
All right, can everybody hear me? I don't know what the hell shit's so weird right now.
Hello?
Are we even live? Okay. So sorry about this, guys. We're going through technical difficulties right now. I'm so through with this shit, y'all. Man, I just fucking done. Hopefully everybody can hear me, and we'll be able to get Jason and everybody back. If not, I'm just gonna go ahead and end it. Okay, obviously I was a little late because your boy was in the shower. It's been a rough week. Anyway, where are we at? Okay, so CMC shut himself down at practice, so it sounds like precautionary. I mean, we're obviously all having some PTSD because of what happened last year. Are we fucked without CMC? Yes, we are. Royally. Let's see. Do we get Jason? Let's see if we got Jason. What's cracking, crapping? Or maybe it's me. All right, somebody in the comments, let me know if you can hear me. If the problem is me or Jason or both of us. Oh, man. No wonder we're a failure. No wonder we're a failure. Can you hear me, Jason? One more time. If not, then I'm just gonna cut it. I'm sorry for wasting everybody's time. I don't know. So, and now I'm gone. Wait, what's going on? I'm so confused what's going on right now. So we're learning on the fly. Hold on, I saw a comment. Oh, that's what the issue is. All right, bro. All right, I'll dip. I'll dip and let you come back on, bro. I'm so confused.